There is a fundamental truth that governs every successful person's journey. Self-resilience is the bedrock upon which true success is built. No matter what external challenges you face, your inner strength is the key to unlocking your potential. Resilience, however, is not simply about bouncing back from setbacks. It's about building an unshakable foundation of strength, one that allows you to stand firm even when life's storms try to knock you down. The first step in developing this resilience is understanding that your strength doesn't come from the world around you, it comes from within. Too many people search for external validation, relying on others or on circumstances to define their sense of stability and security. But true resilience is an internal affair. It's not about waiting for the world to change or for situations to improve. It's about changing your perception, your mindset, and your ability to control how you respond to everything that comes your way. Every person faces adversity at some point, whether it's a personal failure, a financial setback, a health crisis, or a relationship breakdown. Life presents obstacles. However, it's not the obstacles themselves that define your success. It's how you choose to respond to them. In fact, the very act of facing these challenges head-on is what strengthens your resolve. Each time you overcome an obstacle, you add another layer to your internal strength, making it harder for the world to break you down. The key to self-resilience is the ability to maintain your composure and purpose in the face of adversity. It's easy to get overwhelmed by difficult situations, to feel defeated or disheartened when things aren't going your way. But resilient people refuse to allow external circumstances to dictate their inner state. They understand that their true power lies not in the events that occur around them, but in their ability to control their response. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate resilience is by developing mental clarity. When you are clear about your purpose and your goals, nothing that happens in the external world can shake you. This clarity comes from within, a deep, unwavering belief in your own abilities and the conviction that you are capable of overcoming any challenge. In the face of adversity, people with mental clarity maintain their focus and remain calm, knowing that their current situation is just a temporary obstacle on the path to something greater. Mental clarity also allows you to distinguish between what is within your control and what is not. The ability to recognize that you cannot change certain things, such as the actions of others or unpredictable circumstances, can be incredibly liberating. Instead of wasting energy on frustration or anger, resilient individuals focus on what they can control: their actions, their thoughts, and their reactions. By maintaining this focus, they ensure that they are not swept away by the tides of negative emotion. Building self-resilience also requires the cultivation of self-discipline. It's one thing to have the desire to succeed, but it's another to consistently work toward that success, day in and day out, no matter the obstacles. Resilience is built through the daily practice of discipline, doing the work even when it feels hard, even when the results aren't immediately visible. It's about putting in the effort, staying true to your vision, and sticking to your course even when the path becomes difficult to navigate. One key aspect of self-discipline is the ability to stay committed to your long-term goals even when immediate results aren't apparent. It's easy to give up when you don't see progress right away, but those who possess resilience know that success is not immediate. It's earned over time through consistent effort and unwavering determination. By focusing on the long-term vision and remaining committed to your purpose, you develop a deep sense of inner fortitude that helps you power through even the most challenging circumstances. Part of being resilient is also about embracing failure. Failure is not a sign that you are weak or incapable. In fact, failure is often a necessary stepping stone on the road to success. Those who are truly resilient understand that failure is an opportunity to learn, grow, and adapt. They don't view setbacks as personal shortcomings, but as valuable lessons that can propel them forward. With each failure, they become more equipped to handle future challenges. Resilience is the ability to rise after every fall, to view failure not as an end, but as a lesson to be learned and an experience to build upon. Another vital element of resilience is emotional strength. Life is full of emotional challenges: pain, disappointment, heartbreak, and frustration. While it's natural to experience these emotions, it's important not to let them control you. Emotional resilience is about learning how to process emotions without allowing them to dictate your actions. Resilient individuals acknowledge their feelings, but they do not let them rule their decisions. They understand that emotions, though powerful, are temporary, and that by managing them effectively, they can maintain their sense of balance and clarity. Self-resilience also involves a sense of adaptability. Life is constantly changing, and those who are inflexible or resistant to change often struggle when faced with challenges. Resilient individuals, on the other hand, embrace change as an opportunity for growth. They are able to adapt to new circumstances, find creative solutions to problems, and navigate through difficult times with a sense of optimism and resourcefulness. This adaptability allows them to turn even the most difficult situations into opportunities for personal growth and transformation. One of the most profound aspects of self-resilience is the ability to trust yourself. When you trust in your ability to handle any challenge, you approach life with confidence and calm. You know that no matter what comes your way, you have the inner strength and resourcefulness to navigate through it. Trusting yourself allows you to move forward with courage and certainty, even in uncertain times. It's the belief that you have everything you need within you to rise above any circumstance and to achieve your dreams. Developing self-resilience is not an overnight process. It requires time, effort, and continuous self-reflection. It involves making a commitment to yourself to always rise above adversity, to remain grounded in your purpose, and to protect your inner strength. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to build your resilience, and with each obstacle you overcome, you become stronger, wiser, and more capable of unlocking your full potential. As you cultivate self-resilience, you will begin to notice a shift within yourself. You will feel more confident, more focused, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. You will no longer be at the mercy of life's ups and downs, but instead you will be the one in control, steering your ship with unwavering strength and determination. At the core of personal success lies a powerful truth. The control you have over your thoughts and actions is the ultimate determinant of the life you create. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess, and it is your ability to master this tool that defines your future. It is through the management of your thoughts, emotions, and reactions that you lay the groundwork for achieving greatness. Inner control is not about controlling every aspect of life or the world around you. Rather, it is about controlling how you respond to everything that happens and mastering the direction of your own thoughts. The first step toward mastering inner control is the understanding that you are not a passive observer of your thoughts. Far too many people go through life letting their minds wander aimlessly, allowing external influences to shape their perception of themselves and the world. They are swept along by emotions, circumstances, and opinions without realizing that they hold the power to direct their own mental focus. Control over your mind is the foundation of control over your life. Your thoughts are the seeds from which your reality grows. What you think shapes what you feel, and what you feel influences what you do. Therefore, the first key to inner control is to become conscious of your thoughts. Your mind is constantly active, often filled with a mixture of conscious and subconscious thoughts. These thoughts are not random. They reflect your beliefs, your fears, your desires, and your worldview. To gain control, you must first become aware of the nature of your thinking. Too many people fail to recognize how deeply their thoughts influence their lives. A person who consistently focuses on fear, doubt, and negativity will find that these thoughts become self-fulfilling prophecies. They attract more situations that reinforce their fears and insecurities, trapping them in a cycle of negativity. On the other hand, someone who consciously directs their thoughts toward positive, empowering beliefs will attract opportunities, confidence, and success. Mastering inner control requires that you train your mind to focus on what you want, not what you fear. This is a skill that takes time and effort to develop, but it is the most important skill you can acquire. In every moment, you have the ability to choose your thoughts. While external events may trigger emotional reactions, it is ultimately up to you how you respond. You may not be able to control the circumstances of your life, but you have the power to control the meaning you attach to those circumstances. It is crucial to remember that your thoughts are not facts. They are simply mental constructs. Too often, we believe that our thoughts are absolute truths, but the reality is that thoughts are malleable. They can be changed, redirected, and reframed. This is where inner control becomes most powerful. When you encounter a negative thought, a self-limiting belief, or a fear, you can consciously challenge it. You can choose to replace that thought with one that is more aligned with your goals, your values, and your vision for the future. This ability to change your thoughts is what allows you to create the reality you desire. The practice of controlling your thoughts also requires a deep sense of awareness. Awareness is the first step in creating any lasting change. To master inner control, you must be willing to observe your thoughts without judgment. Rather than becoming emotionally involved with every thought that crosses your mind, practice distancing yourself from them. See them as temporary and fleeting. Recognize that you are not your thoughts, but the observer of your thoughts. This perspective allows you to detach from negative or unproductive thinking, giving you the power to consciously redirect your mental energy toward more productive thoughts. As you develop this awareness, you will begin to notice the patterns in your thinking. Perhaps you have a tendency to ruminate on past mistakes, or maybe you often worry about the future. Whatever the pattern, you can begin to replace it with a more empowering thought process. For example, instead of dwelling on past failures, you can choose to focus on the lessons learned and the progress made. Rather than fearing the future, you can channel your energy into creating a clear vision of the future you want to create. Control over your thoughts also extends to the mastery of your emotions. Emotions are often the most powerful forces that govern our actions, and many people allow their emotional state to dictate their behavior. When emotions run high, whether it's anger, fear, anxiety, or frustration, it can be difficult to maintain control. However, it is precisely during these moments that inner control is most critical. By learning to regulate your emotional responses, you can prevent them from taking over and leading you into impulsive or reactive actions. Mastering emotional control does not mean suppressing or ignoring your emotions. It means recognizing them, understanding their source, and choosing how to respond. For example, if you feel angry, instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to pause. Acknowledge the anger. Understand where it's coming from, and choose a measured response. By taking a step back, you allow yourself to think more clearly and avoid making decisions that are driven by emotion rather than reason. Inner control is also about the ability to maintain focus on your goals, regardless of the distractions that life throws your way. In our modern world, distractions are everywhere. From the constant noise of social media to the demands of daily life, it can be challenging to stay focused on what truly matters. However, those who master their inner control are able to maintain their focus and stay aligned with their purpose, despite the distractions. This requires discipline and commitment. When you develop the ability to concentrate on the task at hand, blocking out unnecessary distractions, you create the conditions for success. One powerful tool for maintaining focus is the practice of setting clear intentions. When you define your goals with precision, you provide your mind. You give yourself something to strive for, and you create a filter through which all thoughts and actions can be assessed. Each time a distraction arises, you can ask yourself, does this serve my goal? If the answer is no, you simply dismiss it. By continually refocusing your energy on what matters most, you create an unshakable sense of purpose and direction. The mastery of inner control also means being able to control your reactions in difficult situations. Life is unpredictable, and not everything will go according to plan. When faced with challenges, many people react emotionally, allowing frustration, anger, or fear to cloud their judgment. But those who have developed inner control understand that their response is the one thing they can always control. They approach challenges with a sense of calm and clarity, focusing on finding solutions rather than reacting impulsively. This level of control also extends to the way you interact with others. Your thoughts and emotions affect the way you communicate and build relationships. By practicing inner control, you are better equipped to respond to others with kindness, patience, and understanding. You do not let the actions of others dictate how you feel or behave. Instead, you remain anchored in your own sense of purpose and emotional stability. Achieving mastery over your thoughts and actions is a lifelong journey. It requires patience, discipline, and consistent effort. However, once you begin to master this inner control, you will find that your life becomes more deliberate, purposeful, and aligned with your deepest desires. You will stop being a passive participant in your own life and instead become the active creator of your destiny. The more control you gain over your inner world, the more power you have to shape your outer world and unlock your true potential. In a world where everything is constantly on display, the importance of maintaining privacy, particularly when it comes to your most precious ideas and ambitions, cannot be overstated. There is a profound truth in the concept of strategic privacy. The key to nurturing and ultimately achieving your dreams lies in your ability to protect them from unnecessary exposure until they have had the chance to mature. The value of strategic privacy is not about keeping secrets for the sake of secrecy, but about allowing your plans to grow in an environment of focus and protection. It is through this shield of privacy that you can cultivate your potential without the distractions and negativity that often come with premature exposure. One of the most significant challenges in today's world is the constant bombardment of external opinions. Social media, public opinion, and even well-meaning friends and family often serve as sounding boards for our ideas, goals, and plans. While feedback can sometimes be valuable, it is crucial to recognize that not all feedback is constructive, and not all people are equipped to understand or support the depth of your vision. If you expose your dreams too early to the wrong influences, you risk allowing the negativity and doubt of others to take root, potentially stalling your progress or causing you to abandon your goals altogether. Strategic privacy begins with the understanding that your dreams are like seeds, fragile and vulnerable until they are firmly planted and nourished. If you were to expose a seed to harsh winds, freezing temperatures, or animals before it has had the chance to grow, it would be destroyed. The same is true for your vision. Sharing it too soon can expose it to unnecessary risk, whether that comes in the form of judgment, jealousy, or misguided advice. The more you shield your plans from the public eye in their early stages, the more time and space they have to grow, develop and take root in a solid foundation. When you choose to practice strategic privacy, you are not shutting yourself off from the world, nor are you isolating yourself from potential support. Rather, you are making a conscious decision to protect your most valuable, your ability to create and manifest your vision, just as you would guard a newly sprouted plant from harmful elements. So too should you guard your ideas until they have matured into something substantial and unshakable. This protective layer gives your plans the opportunity to solidify before they are subjected to outside forces that might alter or derail their course. Many people fail to achieve their dreams not because they lack the ability to succeed, but because they fail to recognize the importance of keeping their vision private until it is fully formed. They share their goals too early, exposing themselves to the judgment of others who may not share their enthusiasm or understanding. These premature exposures often result in discouragement and self-doubt, especially if those around them are not supportive or fail to see the value in what they are trying to achieve. To counter this, those who practice strategic privacy understand that they must preserve the sanctity of their vision in its early stages, and only reveal it when it is strong enough to withstand the inevitable criticism or skepticism it may face. This level of privacy is also essential for protecting your emotional and mental energy. Every time you share your dreams with others, especially those who are not aligned with your vision, you risk absorbing their doubts, fears, and negativity. People often project their own limitations onto others, subtly imposing their beliefs and insecurities onto you, whether intentionally or unintentionally. If you are not careful, this emotional energy can deplete your drive, cause you to second-guess yourself, and lead you to abandon your goals before you even give them a fair chance. By maintaining strategic privacy, you preserve your mental clarity and focus. You keep your energy aligned with your goals, without the external distractions and judgments that can interfere with your progress. In doing so, you protect not only your ideas but your emotional and psychological well-being. This shield of privacy allows you to stay centered and confident, trusting in your ability to manifest your vision despite the noise of the outside. However, strategic privacy does not mean complete isolation. It is essential to recognize that you do need support and guidance along your journey. But the key is to be selective about whom you share your dreams with, and when you choose to do so. There is a time for seeking feedback, mentorship, and collaboration, but this should come when you are certain of your vision and equipped with the resilience to withstand any challenges that might arise. Until that point, it is wise to limit exposure to your dreams, sharing them only with those who are truly and capable of offering constructive and positive insights. Moreover, strategic privacy is not only about protecting your ideas from others, but also about protecting them from yourself. Often the greatest threat to our dreams comes from within. Self-doubt, fear of failure, and impatience can derail even the most determined individuals. When you are not ready to take the necessary steps toward realizing your exposing it prematurely can trigger these internal obstacles. By keeping your goals private until you are fully prepared to pursue them, you avoid the temptation to overthink, second-guess, or prematurely act out of a sense of urgency or fear. Another important aspect of strategic privacy is the practice of protecting your energy. Success requires immense focus, and energy can easily be dissipated through unnecessary distractions. Sharing your ideas with everyone you meet or seeking approval from every person in your life is a surefire way to scatter your energy and attention. Instead, by keeping your vision private, you can direct all your focus toward refining and building it. Every bit of energy you save from external distractions can be channeled into making your dreams a reality. The power of strategic privacy is evident in the achievements of some of the world's most successful individuals. These individuals understand that their greatest accomplishments are often cultivated in solitude, and protected from the scrutiny of the masses. They recognize that in the early stages of pursuing a goal, it is crucial to keep their focus undiluted and their vision intact. This privacy is not a reflection of insecurity or fear. Rather, it is a sign of wisdom and self-awareness. They know that by keeping their dreams close to their chest, they create the optimal conditions for success. Strategic privacy also enables you to take calculated risks without external pressure. As you work toward your goals, there will be moments when you need to make bold, unconventional decisions that others may not understand. If your vision has been exposed prematurely, you may feel the weight of others' expectations and opinions weighing on you, making it harder to make these necessary decisions. By keeping your plans private until the right moment, you preserve your freedom to act without the constraints of outside judgment. This freedom is essential to living a life of purpose and direction, unburdened by the constraints of others' perceptions. In today's fast-paced, interconnected world, the importance of strategic privacy is more relevant than ever. The ability to protect your dreams, your goals, and your vision from external scrutiny is essential for anyone who aspires to create lasting success. By practicing strategic privacy, you give yourself the time and space to grow, refine, and solidify your plans before you open them up to the world. This protective shield allows you to focus your energy, preserve your emotional strength, and ultimately create the life you envision without unnecessary interference.